Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 maths. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter radical expressions. The lessons we're going to cover are simplify radical expressions, mixed review, divide radical expressions. Then we'll start new chapter that is data and graphs. And the lessons are create bar graph, line graph, graphs, and histogram. So let's just start with the first lesson. Here I'm on grade 9 maths. Here is the chapter radical expressions. And here is the lesson simplify radical expressions mixed review. Okay, so you have negative 6 square root 2, negative 2. You can simplify it using distributive property. Negative 6 square root 2 minus square root 2. So this square root 2 has no, it would be 1. Got it? You can take square root 2 common. You are left with negative 6, negative 1. So it would be negative 7 square root 2. Got it? Let's just start with the first question. Okay, it would be square root 350. You have to simplify. Square root 350. Let's just simplify. You have to divide the number by the smallest number that can divide. You can divide it by 5. 5 times 7 is 35. It would be 5 times 70. Just factor out 70. Again, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. That means it would be 5 times 5 times 14. When you multiply them, they make 350. Got it? So you can write 5 times 5 as 5 square times 14. So you can write 5 square and square root 14. 2 and square root cancel, it will be 5 square root 14. The correct option is 5 square root 14. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, simplify 147 F4. So you have to simplify. F4. Okay, let's just simplify 144. So you can divide it by the 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 1 is 7. Again, you can divide 21 by 7. It would be 7 times 3. That means the factors of 147 is 7 times 3, and you can write f4 as f square and f square. You can write this 7 as 7 square, f square times 3. Got it? So from all these three, 2 and square root got cancelled out, so you are left with 7 times f times square root 3. Got it? It is 7f square and square root 3. Okay, the next one is minus square root 7 minus 1 minus 7 square root 7. minus square root 7 minus 7 square root 7. You can take square root common, square root 7 common, you are left with minus 1 minus 7. Got it? So minus 1 minus 7 makes negative 8. It would be negative 8 square root 7. Negative 8 square root 7 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is square root 315. So which is the correct option? Okay, let's just factor out square root 315. Just divide it by 5, 3. 3 times 1 is 3. You cannot divide 1. Add 0 and bring 5 down. 3 times 5 makes 15. So again divide 105 by 3. 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 5 is 15. So it would be 3 times 3 times square root 35. 3 times 3 times 35. You can write it as 3 square times 35. You can write as 3 square root 35. Correct option is 3 square root 35. The option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 18. So which is the correct option? You can write square root 18 as 3 times 3 times 2. Got it? And you can write 3 times 3, add 3 square times 2. So 2 and square root cancel out, so you are left with 3 square root 2. It would be 3 square root 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is simplify, assume k is greater than or equal to 0. So which is the correct option? It would be second one, 2k square times square root 21, because 21 times 4 is 84, and you can write 4 as 2 times 2. So you can take common 2k square outside square root and you are left with 21k. So that would be option number 2. Okay, the next one is negative 9 square root 3 plus square root 3. So you can take common square root 3. You are left with negative 9 plus 1. Got it? And negative 9 plus 1 is negative 8 square root 3. Correct option is negative 8 square root 3. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next one is, I think, divide radical expressions. Yes, the next one is divide radical expressions. Okay, the next one is 7 divided by, simplify, rationalize the denominator. 7 divided by 6 minus square root 5. So the expression is not simplified because there is a radical in the denominator. Because the denominator has two terms, you should use its conjugate to rationalize. Conjugate means you have to multiply and divide with the same term with opposite sign. Like 6 and square root are same, just their sign is different. Here you have negative sign, you can multiply them by the positive sign. So when you multiply, it would be 7 times 6 plus square root 5, and You can write it as 6 minus square root 5 and 6 plus square root 5. Got it? You can apply the distributive property to the denominator. It would be a plus b and a minus b. So you can write it as a square minus b square. Got it? So you can write it as 6 square minus square root 5 square. So 2 square root 5 cancel out and be 36 minus 5. So you can write it as 31. The correct option is 31. Binomials like a plus b and a minus b are conjugate of each other. You can see this is the conjugate. If a plus b, the conjugate is a minus b. If a minus b, the conjugate is a plus b. Multiplying conjugates result in a difference of square which can be useful for rationalizing some radical expressions. So difference of square is what? A plus b, a minus b. You can write it as a square minus b square. Got it? Let's just start with the test question. Basically, you have to remove square root from the denominator. That is what you have to do. Got it? Okay, the next one is 6 divided by 4 minus square root 5. So you have to rationalize. So here you have 4 minus square root 5. That means you are going to divide and multiply by the conjugate. That would be 4 plus square root 5. So you have to multiply 6 by this one. And you can write 4 minus square root 5 and 4 plus square root 5. You have to multiply 6 times 4 is 24 and plus 6 square root 5. Here you have 1 6 times 1 is 1. 6 times 1 is 6. It would be 6 square root 5. And you can write them as it is a plus b and a minus b. You can write them as a square and minus b square. 2 and square root got cancelled out. You are left with 24 plus 6 square root 5 and 4 square is 16. 16 minus 5 it would be 11. So it is 24 plus 6 square root 5 over 11. The first option is the correct one. Okay, the next one is 8 divided by negative 6 square root 3. Negative 6 plus square root 3. Let's just multiply with the conjugate. Multiply and divide with conjugate. It would be 8 times negative 6 minus square root 3. And you can see it would be negative 6 plus square root 3 and negative 6 minus square root 3. Just multiply both the terms by 8. 8 times 6 is 48 minus 8 square root 3. And you can see it would be a minus b. The terms are exactly same. They are difference of squares. So you can write it as negative 6 square minus square root 3 square. It would be negative 48 minus 8 square root 3. 6 times 6 is 36 and 36 minus 3 is 33. So it would be negative 48 minus 8 square root 3 divided by 33. That would be option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 7 divided by 4 minus square root 3. Okay, let's just multiply and divide them by the conjugate. It would be 7 times 4 plus square root 3, 4 minus square root 3, and 4 plus square root 3. It would be 7 times 4 is 28, and 7 square root 3 divided by 4 square and minus square root 3 square. 2 and square root cancel out. So you are left with 28 plus 7 square root 3 and 16 minus 3. It would be 28 plus 7 square root 3 and 16 minus 3 is 13. So that means the correct option is 28 plus 7 square root 3 over 13. The second option is the correct one. Okay, simplify, rationalize the denominator. So which is the correct option? It would be option number 2 is the correct option, because here you have 2, so it would be 2 times 4, 2 square is 4 and 4 minus 3 is 1. The denominator would be 1 in this case, so the second option is the correct one, that has the denominator 1. The next one is minus 4 plus square root 10 plus 2. Minus 4 over square root 10 plus 2 times square root 10 minus 2 divided by square root 10 minus 2. It would be minus 4 times square root 10 minus 2 divided by square root 10 square and minus 2 square. So it would be minus 4 square root 10 and minus minus plus 8 divided by 10 minus 4. So it would be negative 4 square root 10 plus 8 divided by 6. Oh, it would be 10 plus square root 2. Sorry, not square root 10. 10 plus, okay, let me do again. Square root 2, actually it is like this, not, it would be 10 plus square root 2. Okay, so it would be minus 4 times 10 minus square root 2 and 10 square minus square root 2 square. It would be minus 4 times 10 is 40 minus 40 plus 4 square root 2 and divided by 100 minus 2. That would be minus 40 plus 4 square root 2 divided by 90. Got it? So the correct option is minus 40 plus 4 square root 2. You can take common 2 from the numerator. 2 negative 20 plus 2 square root 2 divided by 98. So 2 divided by 98 is 49. It would be negative 20 plus 2 square root 2 divided by 49. So the correct option is option number 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. So we are done with the chapter radical expressions. We're going to start with the new chapter. That would be data and graphs. So let's just start with the new chapter. That is data and graphs. Here is the lesson. Let's just start. So we're going to start with the very first lesson from the chapter, that would be create bar graphs, line graphs and histograms. Rick counted the number of silver beads on each bracelet at Lowell Jewelry, the store where he works. Use the data in the graph to complete the histogram below. So you have to complete the data. Got it? You have to complete the graph. So for from 1 to 5, it would be number of bracelets is 2. Here you have 1 to 5, you have 2 bracelets. From 6 to 10, it would be 1 bracelet. Here we have 6 to 10, just 1 bracelet. Then from 11 to 15, 0 bracelets. And 16 to 20 is 4 bracelets. So just make a bar and match it to 4. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, the hardware store sold 60 hammers on Monday, 40 hammers on Tuesday, 100 hammers on Wednesday, and 60 hammers on Thursday, and 70 hammers on Friday. Use the data to complete the bar graph. You have to complete the bar graph. Okay, on Monday, 60. On Tuesday, they are 40. So you have to do, that is the line you have to add for the Tuesday and make it colored. Then for 100 for Wednesday, then for 60 for Thursday, and then 70 for Friday. So you need to add just one line for Tuesday that match to 40. So the correct option is draw from 40 down. Got it? That would be option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, when top 50 photographs on Sunday, 30 photographs on Monday, and 100 photographs on Tuesday. Use this data to complete the bar graph below. So which is the correct option? Here you have 50 photographs on Sunday, 30 photographs on Monday, so 100 on Tuesday. So you have to make a line that match to the 100. It would be draw from 100 down. Got it? Down from 100 till 0. Got it? So it would be the correct option. An administrator at the Department of Motor Vehicles tracked the average wait time from month to month. Use the data in the table to complete the line graph below. So for May it is 40, for July it is 60, for September 30, and for November 50. Okay, you have to draw these graphs on the graph paper. On May it is 40, so you have to make a line like this. For July it is 60, it would be like this. They are different colors. Got it? For September it would be 30, and for November it would be 50. Got it? Okay, the next one is a Girl Scout troop recorded how many boxes of cookies they sold each day of a week. Use the data in the table to complete the line graph below. On Sunday it is 10, on Monday it is 20, on Tuesday I think that's the same. You have to do this on the graph paper. Yes, draw on graphing paper. You have to do the same like I did for the last question. Got it? Let's see. I think the rest of them you have to draw on the graph paper. You are not given the options with the rest of the questions. You have to do them on the graph paper. Yes, you have to do the rest of the questions on the graph paper. Got it? So we are done with the lesson. We were working on grade 9 maths. Chapter we have started with the radical expressions. The lessons we have covered are simplify radical expression makes tree view, divide radical expressions. Then we started the chapter data in graphs, and the lessons are create bar graph, line graph, and histograms. So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.